All right, welcome in. It's a brand new edition of the RSL Show. I'm Alex Napoles. Josh Clark sitting beside me. Carson Lantz also joining us today. We're going to break down what happened in that first game between RSL Lake and CS Herediano for the Champions Cup. But first, we got to call out some hot takes. We got to call out some. We got to pay the piper because Josh said it was going to be a 3-2 win for Real Salt Lake. Did that happen, Josh?
Sure did not.
Sure did not. I said it was going to be a 1-0 loss for Real Salt Lake, and I'm glad that didn't happen.
Same, but how abysmal was that match?
Maybe it might have been more entertaining had it been a 1-0 loss, especially a 3-2 win. But hey, here we are. We sit at a 0-0 draw, and everything comes back to America First Fields for that second leg.
I bet you it's a more entertaining match if Alex Atranis doesn't get concussed 12 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
And the new, very early award for the next Andrew Brody goes to Sam Junkwa. He's on Brody watch, bro.
So we have a Mecha watch, and now we have Brody watch, and Sam Junkwa's right there.
I know it's one game, but did not enjoy the lads play.
Yeah,
I was not impressed at all.
And we'll deep dive into it, and we'll dissect the game fully here in just a second. But first, I want to start with some important news that we may have missed or that happened while we were waiting for this match to happen. And news broke out earlier this morning. Elias Manuel, he will not be a part of Real Salt Lake. It's something that, Josh, we've known for a little bit now, and it sounds like there was some contract issues, maybe a little bit of some diva issues happening with Elias Manuel, and so Real Salt Lake is working on a move to move on for Manuel without him ever playing a match for Real Salt Lake.
Yeah, I mean, is this a bigger bust than Ortuño? Homie never even showed up.
I would say so, yeah, because he never showed up.
I think it's really disappointing because we got rid of a great player like Anderson Julio, and now he's gone to FC Dallas, and his replacement is not even going to play with us. So that's fun.
Yeah, it's a great time, but luckily it sounds like we're going to end up with more money per se than we paid for him.
Yes.
So it's not a complete loss, right?
Yeah.
It's not like we just ate all that trade money and there's nothing we can do about it. Like we're going to recover from this one, but yes, it sucks to not have, your Anderson Julio replacement here and available. And, I know there was the articles about him being upset he was traded without being talked to. We've heard a lot of different things, but that wasn't one of them. To me, it seemed more of he just didn't want to come here and he wanted way more money than he was worth. So I'm going to lean towards that. So, I mean, if that's the kind of guy that was on his way, I'm glad he saw himself out,
Maybe for the best.
It didn't seem like he was going to, just the things we've been hearing, it didn't seem like he was going to fit in anyways as well. You never like guys that struggle to negotiate for new contracts and want more money than they're worth. It's always a pain in the butt.
So yes, Elias Manuel will not be a part of Real Salt Lake. A move is in the works right now for him to be to move on, and Real Salt Lake will move on, and we'll continue searching for their DP.
You know how people have like Derrick Rose Jazz jerseys? Yeah. We should get an Elias Manuel Real jersey.
Carmelo Anthony,
the guy that was ours,
Hogs.
but never even showed up.
already a top 5 on the Mount Rushmore for Real Salt Lake, in my opinion.
Mount Rushmore of busts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's not get too carried away there, Alex.
Also, hey, some news regarding Andrew Brody. Andrew Brody is no longer part of the team as well. He was waived earlier in the week. Thank you, Andrew Brody, for your time. Thank you for your service. But I think between Javane Brown, Bodie Hidalgo, and a couple others, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Listen, even though we have this Brody watch joke already in this episode, and I think no one is shocked to hear that we're not sad about this, right? Still a big thank you to Andrew Brody. He did have some great years here just towards the end. The gap widened and his age got to him or whatever. So, big shout out to Andrew Brody for the time here. And we do thank you. And sorry we give you so much crap, truly. But I'm going to continue.
I enjoyed the time with Brody while it lasted, for a little bit. But, I met Andrew Brody's dad when I went to the FC Dallas game last year, and he was a really good guy. And you could tell that he's really passionate about the game. And I kind of made it harder for me to hate on Andrew Brody. But in the end, I just don't think – I think the team's outgrowing him, and I think it was time to move on.
Thank you for your service, Andrew.
Where do you think he lands?
Nowhere.
No.
USO.
Maybe.
I just don't see it where he would fit in as another MLS team.
I would be a little shocked.
Maybe like San Diego, but yeah.
There's probably some teams out there who need some right back depth and would probably maybe take that gamble and bring him in for a year or so to fill a role. But
do you think? I mean, if there was actual genuine interest for that, don't you think we might have pulled off a trade?
And that's where it kind of lands for me, is if there was any interest, or maybe, who knows, it could be a Javain Brown situation where a team's just waiting to pick him up until off of waivers. They didn't want to spend anything on a trade. They didn't want to give anything up on a trade, but eventually wanted the player, and so once he becomes available, someone will pounce on it. But truly, I don't know if there's really that much of a market for an Andrew Brody.
Yeah,
I agree.
Maybe Aaron Herrera can make some calls to get him to DC United.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
At least he wouldn't be out of a job.
Yeah.
Hey, but all joking aside, thank you, Andrew Brody. Your story is incredible. Going from Uber driver to a professional soccer player is absolutely insane. He has one of the better stories, I guess, as far as getting a path to pro. And so, hey, we appreciate you for your time, and good luck in your future endeavors, man. That's all I can say. Anything else exciting going on in the league? I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I think the only other thing really going on is like the Sporting KC Inter Miami game where it's like 7 degrees.
Yeah, how about Inter Miami complaining about the cold and talking crap about the cold, and then making CONCACAF delay their game?
Bruh.
But let's move our schedule, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This brings up a whole nother layer of, oh yeah, we want to move to the European calendar, but it's like you don't even want to play a Champions League game in this type of weather.
Yeah.
How can you expect, or how can you anticipate Major League Soccer to completely change their entire schedule to now fit this calendar?
As a fan, how much do you have to love the club to go sit out there 3-4 times a week in negative degree weather? I'm not saying I wouldn't, but like, how many people are actually willing to do that?
Look at Colorado's attendance last night against LAFC.
I mean, 20K. That's Colorado though, brother.
Okay, but still, it was negative 2 degrees in Denver.
Yeah, brutal. As much as I want to hate on the Rapids, that's cold.
I'll give massive props to their fans, man. I'll give massive props to the fan, because there's no way in hell I would have sat through a game at negative 2 degrees. But hey, but I think that's kind of gives you an idea and the scope of what the attendances would be like if MLS were to move completely into this winter calendar that everyone keeps talking about.
And that's half a season of poor attendance because of weather.
Yeah.
It's not like a couple weeks.
That's some revenue lost.
And honestly, man, I mean, you hear about talks that if it were to move to this calendar, there would be breaks. They would take some time off to avoid the really, really cold times. But one, the weather's completely unpredictable. Who would have thought that it would be negative 2 degrees in the middle of February?
Yeah, like we're getting to late February. You know?
Like, it's going to get worse.
Pretty much spring at this point.
And if they were to move the calendar to this, to the winter layout, there wouldn't be a break during this time. This is the time that the league would probably be resuming back to action, as we see right now with the league starting up in late February.
So would just every game be scheduled to be played in, LA, Texas, Florida?
So it seems like,
right.
Yeah. Because it's all fun and games until like the warm state teams start complaining about the weather.
Oh yeah, how about Steve Cherundolo going off and complaining about the weather again?
Again.
Yeah, love that guy, right?
Like he got like so far with it the first time. Let's just do it again.
How many times is Steve Cherundolo going to complain about the weather?
He must be a diva because
He's totally
it's not like it changes, bro. The weather's the same every year.
Same every year. It's the same thing. And again, major props to Colorado, 2-1 win over LAFC in that Champions League knockout. Everything to play for in that second leg for LAFC. Similar story can be said about Real Salt Lake, except no goals were traded, as now we deep dive into this game where Real Salt Lake takes on Herediano for their opening match of 2025.
I was yawning as you said that because you just saying that reminded me of the game.
It was pretty boring, man. It was pretty
snooze fest.
We'll start with the starting lineup, though. We see a starting debut for Rafael Cabral, Andrew Brody Hidalgo on the right. I miss him already. Bodie Hidalgo on the right, Vera and Kobe Henry in the middle, Alex Catranis on the left, Emeka Anelli, Brian Ojeda in the center, and then you have Lachlan Brook underneath Jago. Then you have Dominic Markzuk and Diego Gonçalves on the left. No surprises there. We were told that Justin Glad was going to be a game-time decision due to the fact that he picked up a knock in training. And so happy to see Kobe Henry get his start. But anything sticking out from this starting 11 for you guys?
Nope. Just a question mark about goal scoring. That's about it.
Yeah. I feel like something that stood out to me was obviously Emeka was captain. And I was really excited about that. And props to him for getting the armband. And Bodie Hidalgo's back as well. I'm excited for him to be healthy again. And then Kobe Henry, new center back, getting the start. He didn't look bad, though. He looked really good, and I'm excited to have some competition at center back.
Yeah, I liked what I saw out of him tonight. He's one of the bright spots.
Kobe Henry was 100% one of the bright spots in this one. Not so bright spot. 12 minutes in, Alex Catranis subbed out. Possible concussion. Head injury. Subbed down in the 18th minute, and then Sam Junko comes on, and we see Sam Junko make his debut for Real Salt Lake.
Yeah, and I think as we alluded to earlier, not impressed.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's a first game jitters, something or the other, and I hope he comes out of it. But it's gonna be a long year if that's him, right? Didn't love it.
I'm not. My concern is seeing how Junko played. I mean, I'm willing to give him time. But I feel like we do not want to lose Catranis at all during the season. He's just so pivotal to this team, and I'm really scared to see him go out because Sam Junko did not impress me at all today.
Yeah, we lost any kind of threat in the attacking side of the ball. Down the left when Catranis went out, and I know that's the 12th minute, but there was a severe drop off from there. After just 12 minutes, so yeah, it's concerning.
Sam Junko comes on, and that's probably the only notable thing of that first half. I mean, Forrester had a pretty good opportunity, a breakaway that he probably should have put away, but really nothing happened in that first half. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Just fell asleep.
So at the halftime break, what are the feelings? What are the questions? What are your concerns heading into that halftime break? Carson, we'll start with you.
My questions heading into the halftime was, can Forrester become dangerous in the attacking third? I feel like he showed promise, holding up the ball, shielding off defenders, and getting in those positions to score. He looked like he had some speed on him as well, which I was like, hold up, if we can develop this guy can be dangerous in the future. He just needs to learn how to be composed and finish in the final third, and he's perfect. But also, another concern was the what's it called, feeding. We weren't feeding him, I feel like, that good as well. We were just playing him through balls and in the air balls for him to bring down, and we weren't really giving him opportunities to score, which he did have opportunities to score. He just didn't put him in the back of the net.
I would say I would want to see how we were going to try to maintain some possession. We did not have possession of the ball really at all in the first half, at least in any meaningful way. It felt like we were trying to play too direct, honestly. And then, mostly that, right? Are we going to see some press? We didn't really see a lot of the high press today, right? To the norms that we'd be used to. So just kind of tactically, I was wondering how safe we were going to play it and if we could, turn the screw and kind of start dominating the game. And we did eventually start to assert ourselves, which was nice, but it never felt like we were going to find a winner.
And I love that you bring that up. I love that you mentioned that because it did feel a little bit like Rouse, like we're playing it safe. It felt like tactically in that first half, there wasn't as much press as we saw in the preseason. There wasn't as much possession as we saw in the preseason. It was very much, let's play this one safe, knowing that you have leg number 2 coming up at home.
Right, and I'm really, really, really hoping that was kind of our tactic, right? Because that'll make me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
If that's what we're going to be looking forward to every match, I'm not about it. But leg 2 should be kind of an eye-opener if we do come out swinging. Maybe actually score a goal. That would be sick.
Yeah.
And you also have the game on Saturday that we'll dive into here in a minute. But I definitely could see, with obviously the fixture congestion, as well as knowing that you have a second game to play at America First Field, it seemed like Rouse Lake came out a little bit more on the safe side in this first match.
Yep.
I feel like the weather definitely played a part in the game as well, as it always does whenever we play in Texas.
Oh, we got to talk about that pitch, man.
Yeah, I think the pitch was a bigger worry than the weather.
The field was definitely a lot worse than probably the climate. Probably.
Yeah, no, for real.
It was not good. The ball was not moving right.
It looked like it was rolling through snow.
It did, which is weird because like when the pitch is wet, usually the field will move faster. Usually the field it glides a little bit more. But honestly, it felt like there were so many patches on the field that it just kept getting stuck at sometimes.
Yeah, and honestly, you could kind of see that with some of the passes we attempted where they just were slightly off. I imagine the field played a big role in that.
Absolutely. At the halftime break, though, you head into the halftime with only 3 shots, only 1 on target for Real Salt Lake compared to Herediano's 8. In that second half, again, not really much to talk about. There was a big opportunity from Herediano that came crashing off the top crossbar. I thought Rafa Cabral made some good saves.
Cabral? We didn't get to see a lot out of him. But there were times, when he would come out and get the ball. He does not wait to start that counterattack, and we've been missing that. He gets into it right away. None of this holding the ball up like McMath used to do and let everyone reset.
Yeah.
So if we can get a little speedy striker, it could be some assist time for Cabral.
Yes, sir.
That would be really nice. We did see a goalkeeper assist last year, right? Gavin Beavers got one.
Yeah.
So it'd be awesome to see that a little bit more consistently, right? It would be awesome to see Cabral just start those attacks really, really quick. But, I mean, hey, so far what we've seen from Cabral I've really liked, and so it'll be interesting to see how he continues to gel with this team.
Yeah, again, first game of the year, trying to hold a lot of emotion back here, right?
Yep.
Finding the positives, and I think Cabral's one.
No, you know what, man? Let the emotions run. We're recording this literally 10 minutes after the final whistle. This is immediate raw reactions, Josh.
I'm still trying to behave myself, Alex.
He's processing.
I appreciate it. Makes my life easier.
There you go.
Xavier Gozo checks in the 59th, which, hold up. Did you have Xavier Gozo being the first sub coming off the bench in a Champions Cup game for Real Salt Lake? Because I certainly did it.
Nope. Sure. Well,
I guess second sub if we take Sam Junko into the injury consideration, but still, when you have a Tyler Wolf on the bench, when you have obviously there was a lot of hype around Pablo Ruiz coming back. It was awesome to see Gozo be the first one off the bench, and that also could play into the fact that there is a game on Saturday.
Yeah, I was really excited for him to come off the bench, and that was my reaction. I mean, I'm not gonna dive too much into it because we're kind of at halftime now, but I feel like he's earned it, and it seems like Pablo Mascheroni thinks highly of him.
Yeah,
he's a really hard worker, and he's an up and coming prospect, and so that was good to watch.
How do we like what we saw from Wolf?
I mean, the sample size is just so small.
Yeah.
I can't give a genuine, it's fine. Nothing was like egregiously bad out of nowhere, but nothing was good.
Yeah.
Can I say it is concerning that your, obviously first game still has to gel, but a little bit concerning that you come off the bench, your fresh legs, but you don't really necessarily do much to impact the game. You're just kind of there.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
That's what I felt like with Tyler Wolf.
I feel like the substitutes are like Gozo and Wolf. Just we expected fresh legs from our wingers.
Yeah.
Some pace, some energy, and he just didn't give that.
Gozo, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because he is
Yeah.
significantly younger, significantly more inexperienced.
Yeah.
So I do want to give Gozo a little bit of the benefit. However, Tyler Wolf, a lot more MLS experience, a lot more play time under his belt, a lot more experience. You would like you mentioned, Carson, you would expect a little bit more out of your wingers coming off the bench. But to be frank, neither really did much to impose themselves in this game.
I've watched Gozo a couple times, and he's usually super energetic and pressing and wanting the ball at his feet, taking guys one-on-one. And it just seems like maybe the system was holding them back from doing
Could
that.
have been part of the game plan.
Yeah. Like maybe as Josh said earlier, like they were playing it safe and they didn't want to throw too much guys up top to risk getting countered on.
Yeah. Can we get a round of applause, please? Pablo Ruiz, welcome back. Woo!
He brought some energy.
Oh yeah, he did. Which is what you would expect from a Pablo Ruiz, honestly. Even without playing, a game in 365 days or however long it's been, without really, also missing a large majority of that 2022 season or 2023 season due to injury as well towards the end after that LAFC game. He had energy, man. He seemed like a guy who hasn't played a true game in like a year and a half, and he came off the bench.
He was ready to go.
Oh, he was ready
to go.
Absolutely love to see it from Pablo Ruiz, man. I'm pretty sure, 2 minutes into the game, he was down on the ground making tackles.
Oh, yeah.
Heck
Loved it. Loved it.
Some fouls, doing his thing.
That's what's up.
It's like having a new player, but it's like, hey, old friend, welcome back. I forgot what it was like, It's nice to have him back.
Absolutely. Pablo, please stay healthy. We miss you, man. It was awesome to see you back out on the field. Pablo Ruiz, I think if like we've talked about before in the past, if Pablo Ruiz plays anywhere near what he was playing before he got injured, then Real Salt have options aplenty in that midfield, and he's going to bring a whole new level of fun play into the attack, man.
I'm so excited for him to be back. All I can remember is just the good times when he was playing before he got injured.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping he's probably not going to be like how he was, but he could be. And I'm excited about that potential.
So far, good returns. Good returns on his first minutes of play since he's been out injured. So good to see from Pablo Ruiz. 89th minute, Justin Glad checks in. Can't really say much. At that point, the game was already done, dusted, and over. It was obvious that it was going to be a 0-0 draw. And I do want to point out the reaction to, I guess Brian Vera was a little bit more time wasting, where he was like, me? You're taking me out? But also Catranis not happy that he was subbed out. But I think that's just a testament to who Catranis is as a warrior on the field.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be asking for a transfer because of it, right? He just didn't want to come off.
They just didn't want to come off. But unfortunately he had to because of the injury. 0-0 draw. I mean, your guys' biggest takeaways. What can you take away from this 0-0 draw at Herediano?
I just really hope Saturday's more entertaining.
Has to be.
Yeah, we have to bring it to San Jose. My takeaway is it's just the first game of the season. I feel like I was expecting a little bit too much from the first game, but I'm patient. Like, I know it's just the first game of the season. You got to calm down and just wait for the results to come. We got a lot of new guys.
Exactly.
You got to let them gel together.
Exactly.
10 games is the rule. That's when you can really start to
Right.
judge.
All right, let's go.
Hey.
Let's go at 10 games. 10 games.
Game 1's in the books, man. Game 1's in the books. It ends in a 0-0 draw. I think, look, the biggest thing you can take away from this one, it is a two-legged game, or it is a two-legged series. Everything to play for at America First Field. It's never easy to walk into Central America and walk away with a win, but Real Salt Lake was able to walk away with a draw, and I think that's probably the best thing you could ask for in this situation.
The best thing you can ask for is a win, Alex.
Yeah. What the heck, Alex?
Who's your Kobo of the match?
Cabral.
Not a lot to pick from, for being honest.
No. Kobo is a code word, everyone, so you got to figure out what it means. The club uses it, apparently. That's how boring this game was. I'm going Kobe Henry.
You're going Kobe Henry? Okay.
Yeah.
Carson?
Kobe Henry.
Oh, come on. You can't be.
No, I had that in the back of my mind too. I'm gonna stick with it.
That's an easy answer. That's a cop-out answer. You just copied Josh. I'm going to go Rafael Cabral. We'll give it to the new guy between the sticks. Like I said, made a couple of good saves that ultimately kept Real Salt Lake in this one at 0-0. If I could also give a Kobo to the crossbar, thank you very much. And we move on, man. 0-0 and everything to play for here at America First Field. All right, guys, let's jump into the kits. We love Real Salt Lake's kit. The Grid City kit is absolutely fantastic. And we've mentioned it on the show before, Josh. There hasn't been a lot that has really wowed us, but some of them do stick out as some really good kits. And so we're going to do our own rankings, our own list of the top 5 and the bottom 5 jerseys for this upcoming 2025 season. Josh, I'll let you take first swing, man. We'll start at the bottom. Who is your 25th?
25th.
Yes, we'll save the worst for last.
It's going to be SKC's new kit.
Really?
Yeah, it looks like someone laid down in the middle of the road and a car ran right him over, bro.
That's crazy that you put them down that low because there's been, I mean, I've looked at rankings, I've looked at social media, I've looked at a lot of like the returns on all these new kits, and Sporting Kansas has been pretty high up there with people really liking it. So I'm surprised. Is there bias there? I need to ask.
Yes.
Okay.
I was just going to say, why are you surprised? No tire tracks, bro. Cool jersey. Enjoy your barbecue. It's not that good. Stay over there in Kansas City. Just stay.
Carson, what do you got for us at number 25?
25, I have Charlotte FC.
You don't like the tribal kit?
Wow.
No, I don't like the badge of it. It looks like it says a bad word, and so I don't like that.
It's very true.
Yeah,
it's very true.
Oh man. Look, I'm gonna give my number 25 to San Diego for both. Like
boring, bro.
Both are home and away, man. They're just so plain and boring. There's nothing there to really,
for a new team, disappointing.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I put him at 30 for that reason. Like, this is your first year, and this is what you come up with.
Yeah, real.
Why gotta spoil your last one like that, man?
Because it's a boring last one. To be completely honest, I just am disappointed. This is what they came up with.
All right, who's at 26 for you?
Colorado Rapids.
Again, is there some bias
biased,
there?
Bro.
No, I actually genuinely hate this one. It either looks like my grandma's countertop or like an old giant jawbreaker that you've like sucked on for a while. That's what this jersey looks like to me. I do like that they use the sea crest. I think that's cool. Other than that, I hate this thing. I hate it so much.
Carson, what do you got?
Columbus Crew. Ugly.
Whoa. You don't like the R.L. Stein, man?
No.
Did you read R.L. Stein growing up? Actually, that's a genuine question.
Wait. I did. Yes, I did.
That's what their jersey's based off of?
Yeah.
Like,
R.L. Stein.
That changes so much for me.
I thought it was like Ghostbusters or something.
No. It's Goosebumps, man.
Oh, Goosebumps. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
R.L. Stein, the famous author, kids' books, Goosebumps. Yeah, man.
R.L. Stein.
He's an Ohio native, and so they designed it after R.L. Stein.
And I'm a D1 Ohio hater, so.
Okay. See, now your bias is showing.
I'm not being biased like Josh, but I don't like Ohio, but I also don't like the combination of that black and yellow jersey. I just don't think it looks good.
My 26, the New England Revolution.
Dude, it
it's freaking horrible.
Does it not look like it just has Gillette blades all over it?
Yeah, it looks exactly like a razor. Like if I were to go home right now and I was gonna go shave and I like open my drawer, that's exactly what my Gillette razor looks like.
Right. So maybe it's just clever marketing.
I mean, who knows, man? But it's a horrendous design, and the color scheme is. I don't like the color scheme. I don't like anything about it. You're in my number 26. 27, Josh.
I'm gonna go New York Red Bulls.
Okay.
Like you're just gonna go. You going to Iraq? Going to war? Is that what this is? You know what I mean? I just don't get it.
Carson, what do you got for number 27?
FC Cincinnati.
Good call.
Okay.
I just do not like their color combination. Like I feel like it'd be like orange and blue is a pretty common color combination. You got like the Broncos, like, and they always do like pretty sick jerseys. Yeah. But Cincinnati has not produced like any good jerseys, and this one's pretty bad. Like this one's bad.
I really like their home last year.
Yeah, that one was good, but this one they just totally missed the ball on.
They're a team that could get away with stripes.
They could.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They have the color scheme to do so, but so far we haven't seen it from them. What are we on? 28? Josh, 28. Oh wait, no, my 27.
Yeah. No, you're 28. We already did 28.
No, we're on 27.
Actually, I forgot to add one to my list.
My 27 goes to Chicago Fire. It's just plain white. Or gray, whatever color you want to call that, but there's no design, there's nothing. It's just a plain gray tee. I'm putting it at number 27. 28, Josh.
I'm gonna bundle some here.
Okay.
I'm going Miami, Atlanta, Montreal, and Austin because they're all the same shirt.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, they have the same kit.
Yep.
It is. What was it again? Repeat it one more time.
Miami, Atlanta, Montreal, and Austin.
I can't throw Atlanta in there because
they're classically stripes. Okay,
they're the OG. Yeah, they're the OG 5 stripes, man.
Right. Okay. But
is it
honestly,
Montreal stripes as well?
Yeah, but they're not the 5 stripes.
That's not their nickname.
Okay. Like, hasn't Montreal been around longer than Atlanta though?
Yeah, but it's not like their thing. Like Atlanta is like the 5 stripes. That's like RSL being.
Yeah.
What's our nickname? RSL.
Claret and Cobalt.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go.
I don't think Montreal's always had stripes. I feel like they've definitely not had them before. So
yeah, I think
it could be
right.
totally wrong.
A couple times.
No, I think you're right.
Carson, 28.
28 is going to New York Red Bulls.
Okay. We've already talked about that one a little bit.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't like it.
It's terrible. I'm going FC Dallas, 28, man.
What a snooze of a shirt.
Another it's just a plain white tee with a little bit of red thrown on there, man. It's no creativity.
2017 all over again.
So bad. 29, Josh.
San Jose Earthquakes.
Okay. What do you not like about it?
Is it a newspaper? Is it a jersey? I can't figure it out.
There's too much going on. I would agree.
It's very busy for me. I don't like it.
It's too much going on. Carson, what do you got?
Nashville.
You know what? It's plain, but it just like the reverse, right? You have the white kits that are just super plain, and then you have Nashville who just put their color on it.
Yep.
But made it super, super plain.
It just looks gross. I'm gonna be honest. Like, how are you gonna mess up a blue and yellow combination, man? And it's the huge square across the chest. I feel like Nashville keeps doing that design, and it just sucks every time.
Well, I think the square, they kind of it has to be there because I think that's their sponsor, dude.
oh gosh. Okay, never mind. No, it's still bad. It's still
the square is part of the sponsors, man. It just has to be there.
Yeah.
Can't do nothing about that one. And then Josh, your worst kit for this 2025 season.
San Diego, we already talked about it.
Oh yeah, that's right. You spoiled it. My bottom is LAFC, man.
Yeah, it's boring. It's really
my
boring.
my worst kid of the year is
Oh,
LAFC.
I'm about to
It
get
is.
cooked.
I don't like it, man. I do not like it. It's just plain white with a little bit of gold. The collar sucks. I hate kits with collars. And look, man, it just doesn't look good to me. Doesn't look good. That might be a little bit biased, but hey,
That's all right.
those are our bottom 5, and now we'll transition quickly into the top 5, and we'll start, of course, with number 5. Josh, what do you have for us?
Number 5, I'm going to go the LA Galaxy jersey. I'm a big fan of that kind of purple. The fade in it isn't too ridiculous, so it's not that noticeable, and I dig that. It's kind of a fun kit.
It is very nice. Carson, what do you got for number 5?
I'm gonna go with LA Galaxy as well. I just think it's super dope. You know, they're the LA Galaxy, and their jersey looks like a galaxy, and I think the color purple and just like the dark purple just blends together really well. And I would totally like buy that jersey.
Okay. Now, I might get a little bit of hate for this, but for my number 5, I'm going Sporting Kansas City, man.
Okay.
I liked it, Josh.
Good for you. Baby blue must be your color, dude. It's not mine.
Wait. Actually, I'm changing mine real quick. I had Minnesota at 5. I liked Minnesota's, and so that's what I'm gonna stick with.
Minnesota's it's a hit or miss for me. Like sometimes I'll look at it and I'll be like, yeah, it's pretty nice, and then I'll look at it again, I'll be like, oh.
That's valid. But that's my number 5.
Josh, what do you got at number 4?
Number 4, Vancouver Whitecaps.
Really?
Yeah, I've just always loved their jersey with little blue stripe. I love the brown stripe. Definitely some bias there because, one could say it's boring and one could agree, but I like it. It's a good boring.
That one was a middle of the pack for me. It's not bad by any means, but it's just kind of there. Interesting. Good pick. Carson.
I'm gonna go with RSL Grid City.
What?
At
Yes.
number 4.
Yes.
Okay.
I like the jersey a lot, but I just I didn't want to be too biased and just be like, yeah, RSL Grid City number 1, and so that's my number 4.
Well, you have the only wrong answer, and
Whap, whap, whap.
For me, give me the Galaxy at number 4. Josh, what do you got at number 3?
Number 3, Seattle Sounders.
That is very nice.
Yeah,
I love the design. I love the indigenous nod that they have going on there. It's very nice. It's probably one of my favorites for this.
and I really love the color combo.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of that.
I would say that this one is a lot better than the Bruce Lee one.
Oh, honestly, the Bruce Lee one is one of my least favorite jerseys I've ever seen in my life.
Everybody loves it.
Atrocious. Yeah, the
Everybody
other
loved it.
one's wild.
And you know what? It's even better than their Jimi Hendrix one.
I hated that one too.
The purple one, yeah.
Yeah.
Carson, what do you got at number 3?
I got the Seattle Sounders as well.
Lame.
I just like.
I mean,
looks-
not lame, but
I like the design on it. Like it looks like was somewhat knitted or something.
yes.
And I think the colors just blend well together as well, and that's why I picked it.
I think for me, my number 3 is going to be Orlando City.
That's a good one.
I don't like the weird fade they have going on.
I like it, man. I don't know what it is
Yeah.
about it. It might just be the purple, but I saw a lot of people hate on it online too, but I actually very much enjoyed Orlando City's this year.
Yeah, no.
All right, Josh, what do you got number 2?
Portland Timbers.
Okay.
That green with that like foil gold and kind of the tree trunk pattern, right, with the rings. That's a nice jersey, man.
It is a very nice kit. Carson, what do you got for number 2?
All right, I'm gonna get some shade for this again. Because
Uh-oh.
I already put RSL at 4.
Uh-oh.
You guys were dogging on this jersey. I'm putting LAFC at 2.
No!
I'm questioning so many things.
Oh my gosh. I think it's a clean looking kit. I like the white and gold go good together, and I'm a fan of collars, and so the collar did it for me as well.
That's crazy, dude. I have it at my 30. You have it out your 2.
That's a kit I could like. actually, no, I would never freaking wear an LAFC kit, but that's a clean looking kit, and that's why I picked it.
Look at the contrast there. Just the difference between where we all have our kits, man. I think for me, number 2, Grid City.
What?
Number 2 is Grid City for me. I've really, really loved the design. I've loved the colors. I loved everything about it. Grid City is my number 2 for this season. Josh, drum roll. What's your number 1?
Oh, probably Grid City, because I'm a homer.
You put that at 5.
No, I put it at number 1.
Grid City?
Yeah.
No, what was your 5 then? Oh, it was LA Galaxy. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Don't try to gaslight me like that.
No, I'm just trying to
me.
keep all this together in my head while not writing it down and not keeping track of anything, and so it's just all memory. But Grid City, number 1.
Yeah, Portland is the closest thing that could have taken it over, but it's out of all of them that came out, I'm the happiest with ours.
Carson, you're number 1.
Carson Galaxy takes my number 1 spot.
Carson Galaxy.
I originally had them at number 5, but no, they were my number 1. I just was reading my list wrong. Yeah, I really like the Galaxy jersey, and the design and everything on it just stands out more than all the other jerseys. Besides the RSL jersey, I think that one comes to a close second when it comes to terms on the design on it. But I really like the Galaxy.
Honorable mention on my list, number 6 is probably Seattle. I've really, really loved it. But number 1 for me was the Portland Timbers. They have for me, they have the best kit out of all of them this season. Like Josh mentioned, love the design, love the rings. That is my number 1, the Portland Timbers. So there you go. Kit rankings from the RSL Show. Brought to you by the Park Cafe.
My honorable mention would have been DC United. I just really liked the vibe of that jersey.
Don't like that one either.
All right. Well,
Josh, what do you got?
Oh, man. I don't think I have one. Because pretty much the way I have it, I did all the teams. And after my 5, it got very angry and I hated everything. So, yeah, no honorable mention.
Okay, no, we'll take it, man. We'll take it.
Yep.
Truthfully, a lot of kits that missed the mark this year, a lot of jerseys that did not. I mean, if you're a fan of those teams, you probably like them, but we feel like there is a lot that missed the mark this year. And so those are our top 5. Those are our bottom 5. And yeah, we move on. San Jose Earthquakes this weekend to open Major League Soccer play. Real Salt Lake will be heading up to the Bay Area to take on San Jose. That game set for 8:30 p.m. on Apple TV. And of course, poetically, like MLS loves to do, they love their storylines. They love their whatever you want to call it. And so it's only fair that Real Salt Lake opens up playing against the team that traded for Chicho Arango to open up 2025.
Yeah, real question is he going to celebrate when he scores on us or not? That's pretty much my outlook for the game.
I hope he does.
Oh.
I hope he does too. Is that weird?
No, it's not weird at all. And I think
I hope we win. I hope Diego plays, scores 4.
Yeah.
Chicho plays, scores 3. What do you say? 4-3?
We won the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am mad at you, Chicho Arango. I do not want you to play good, and I do not want you to score. You will lose on Saturday.
Why are you so mad?
I'm so mad at you, Chicho.
What did he ever do to you?
Gave me hope.
Right?
Wow. Yes.
Yes. He does give us hope. First half of last season, we're all flying high, loving life, gets suspended for reasons, right, that aren't seeming savory.
Yeah.
Then doesn't score for us again and gives us dismay and misery. And now we're back to not having a striker. So, yeah, Chicho, I hope you pull your hamstring.
All right, let's get down to business. This is a San Jose side who, truthfully, has not had a good preseason. Despite all their fancy moves and all their good moves that they made, they've struggled throughout the course of the preseason. And, Josh, this is a conversation we've had on this show. I don't know if Bruce Arena can pull it together, man. You have an organization who, for the most part of the last 5 years, has not been good. They have been in the battle for the wooden spoon consistently.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember of a good San Jose team post Chris Wondolowski. And honestly, even towards the end of Wondolowski's, they were starting to struggle.
100%. After the Steven Leonard phase, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Bruce Arena the guy?
He might be the guy, but I don't know that the moves they're making are necessarily the right ones, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't feel like they have a plan. They're just kind of like, oh, this guy is really good. Let's bring him in and let's see what works. And don't get me wrong, they're going to look dangerous. They could end up being good, but, signs so far aren't looking the brightest for them. And it'll be a good test for RSL, I think, defensively. But in defense, from a 30,000 foot view that I think, maybe we can get rolling against.
I don't like San Jose Earthquakes. I don't know why. Just something about them. Whenever they play us, I feel like they play good, and I don't want to. I'm gonna agree with Josh though. I feel like they're just making a bunch of moves, and they're just hoping that they work out. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Joseph Martinez and Chicho don't work out. I feel like those two could low-key butt heads. And they both have big personalities. And if those two start butting heads, I feel like their season's going to go to crap.
I agree with you. I think right now it is sunshines and rainbows for San Jose. Considering the moves that they made, they look retooled. However, we mentioned it too. The second something goes south, I could see those guys, like you guys mentioned, colliding heads. To talk about a little bit of the moves that San Jose made this offseason, the ones that we're referring to, you lose Jackson Yule, you lose Tanner Beeson, you lose Jeremy Obobase, JT Marcinkowski also left, Carlos Grueso no longer a part of the team. You bring in Ian Harkes, Mark Anthony Kay, Dave Romney, Nick Lima, Christian Arango, Joseph Martinez, just to name a few. This is a new look San Jose Earthquakes with Bruce Arena. And so we'll see what happens, man. But I just don't think I don't know if Bruce still has it in him to rebuild a team, man.
I don't know that Bruce has it in him to work in the current state of MLS.
Yeah, time will tell.
I think he'll be fine. It's just I think the players that he brought in are gonna butt heads.
Time will tell. Real Salt Lake get their first test. And look, I don't really necessarily like playing a team like San Jose in the first game of the season, mostly just because of how much they've changed, right? This is a completely new coaching staff, a completely new roster. There's probably not that much tape out there to really see what this team's doing. But you do have the tape of a 5-1 loss to the Chicago Fire, where Chicho got his first goal with the team. Congratulations, I guess. But you lost 5-1 to Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, again, though, we've talked about it before. When we talk about our preseason, it's preseason. So how much can you really, bank on that performance?
Yeah. Before we get into predictions, I just want to throw out there that I was really bored over the long weekend. Didn't have to work on Monday, right, because of President's Day. So I got very, very bored. I went through and I updated the rosters on EAFC, and I simulated the entire 2025 season for Major League Soccer. Any guesses on where Real Salt Lake ended up?
Relegated.
I'm gonna say 7th.
So Real Salt Lake finished second place in the Wooden Spoon race.
Oh.
Only Nashville did worse than Real Salt Lake in the simulations, and San Jose finished in second place in the Western Conference. The simulation really liked San Jose Earthquakes, and it did not like Real Salt Lake.
Yeah, I mean, that's, based on player rating, stuff like that. Not really surprised.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not a lot of science, but behind that simulation,
And that's why it's a video game.
It is a video game, but I thought it was interesting that Real Salt Lake was, of course, fighting for the wooden spoon. I think Gonçalves ended up the top goal scorer. He had 10 goals on the season. And no other person got double digits, including Diego Luna.
Yikes. Yeah, I don't see that happening this year.
I think Luna will get double digits.
I think we're going to have a few guys with a few goals. We don't want to get too crazy, but I don't think the drought will be that bad. I hope I'm wrong.
I can see multiple players getting a lot this season, right? As in, like, you know,
Eights, tens.
yeah, Luna gets like 11, Diogo gets 11, Mark Suk puts up an 11 of his own. You know, it's just kind of spread out. It's not focused on one guy. And I think that's just a testament to the style that Real is wanting to play.
Right. Let's just hope it pans out.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it does.
All right, Carson. Do you dare throw out a prediction for this game against San Jose?
I'm going to say 1-0 RSL.
Okay. Who scores?
I'm going to give it to Lachlan Brook.
Okay, I like that. Josh?
2-1 San Jose.
Oh, you're going to loss.
Yeah.
Who scores for RSL?
It's going to be an own goal.
Okay. Does Chicho score?
Yeah, he gets a brace.
He gets the 2 for San Jose. Wow.
Yep, and a Vera red card for
Oh.
a foul on Chicho.
Oh.
Bank it.
Ooh, I like this.
Do you think there's going to be animosity between Vera and Chicho?
I don't think so.
I don't
Well,
think so.
Maybe.
I think there should be. I think some RSL guys should be a little like, hey, I'm mad at you.
Well, I only say that because they were very close friends while he was here.
Oh yeah, I could see that then. Like as a close friends aspect and like not wanting to get the best of you, I could see that happening.
2 competitors going at each other. It'll be fun to watch. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Real Salt Lake win. So I'm going to go opposite of Josh. I'm going 2-1 RSL win. I think the San Jose team still has a lot to figure out. I don't think defensive. Look, they added a lot in the attack. Don't get me wrong. They added goal scorers galore. Christian Espinoza is one of my favorite wingers in the league, but I don't think they did anywhere near enough to fix their defensive issues that we saw last year. I think Real Salt Lake will be able to take advantage of that, and I'm going to give it 2-1 Real Salt Lake.
I hope you're right, Alex. I really do.
All right, so those are our predictions for the match against San Jose. Again, we'll see who's right, who's wrong. We'll come back and we'll make fun of you for your terrible takes on the next show. Let's jump into Instagram questions or Instagram responses. We asked for your guys' immediate response to this 0-0 draw with Herediano, and we got some good replies, and we're going to answer some of your questions, react to some of your replies. And so we'll start with Sam Adams, who says, Sam Junqua has the most RSL name in team history. I can't explain it.
What does that even mean?
I don't know what that means, but
What are you trying to say?
I guess that's right.
It's very Donnie Toya-y, so I kind of get it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, okay. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Donnie Toya, yeah. Sam Junqua, very close. Dan Clark says offense needs a fire lit under their blanks.
Yup.
Yeah, I would agree.
So badly, you know?
I would agree. Carson Wilcox says, a little disappointed we didn't have more going forward, but I was glad to see Ruiz back on the pitch. 100% Carson, we agree.
Yeah, cool name.
Christian says, honestly, super impressed with Kobe Henry. Love to see the fight in him. We have more depth than I thought. I know there's going to be a lot of negative talk, but I think we're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, again, a boring match, not a bad match. And I think a lot of that was tactfully done. So it's just for your first match of the year, it's kind of a snooze fest, but you know, it is what it is. Nothing to panic about yet.
No, definitely not. I don't think there's any panic on our ends, right?
No.
Yeah. It's first game of the year, man. It's gonna take time, but I do think that Real Salt Lake is in a pretty decent spot. You know, pending a DP9 joining, but we'll wait and see if that happens. Unimpressed with this is Walter. Unimpressed with Diogo. How long till we deem it a failure? Summer transfer window. Overall, 2.5 stars out of 5.
I'm not disagreeing whatsoever, man. Very much not impressed. I mean, again, game 1. I'll give him 10 games, but you know, much like you guys were saying about Gozo and Tyler Wolf, Diogo is kind of invisible most of this match as well.
Yeah.
He was in the mix a little more, right, because it was more game time, but he didn't do anything to stand out, really.
Diogo.
Not sold, huh?
Yeah. Well, I remember we talked about him on be like, who's like a player that you think will like break out this season. I'm pretty sure I said Diogo. He just needs. He's like the type of player that needs someone to connect with. You know, kind of like how like Matt Crooks and Andres Gomez and Chicho were all connecting at one point last season. I think Diogo needs someone, and I think that guy is going to be Diego Luna once Diego Luna comes back, and hopefully he gets his crap together. I'm still going to be patient with him though, but he just didn't really impress me today.
I thought he was a lot more impressive in the offseason or in the preseason games. Definitely was creating a lot more in the preseason games. Definitely didn't see that tonight from him. I'll reserve my judgment. 10 games, like Josh says. Travis Brady says, definitely felt like a first game of the season, which sucks because this is a big game. Felt like we're back to looking for a 9 again, which sucks. Yes, yes, and yes. Just like we've been talking about for a majority of the show, it is the first game of the season. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's a big game, but you didn't lose, and you still have a second leg at home. And I think that's the positive thing to look at here.
I would agree.
Luke Rogers says, everybody looked good besides Lachlan and Kobe. Oh, whoa. But I'm fine with the draw considering we didn't have Luna or Catranis. We will advance next Wednesday. Luke Rogers coming in with the hot take.
What?
I don't think Kobe looked bad at all.
Like what?
There was one instance where he slipped in the box.
Oh, come on.
Other than that, I have to disagree with that one.
Yeah.
Lachlan, you know, you can have a fair shout at that.
We watching the same game?
No, I mean, like, you know, wasn't super productive, right? A lot of errant passes, but I thought he had a decent game as well. So yeah, I'm gonna politely disagree.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to disagree on the Lachlan and the Kobe part 100% because we've talked about Kobe. We thought he looked good. Lachlan playing out of position. He was playing a lot more underneath, kind of in that playmaker role. I think he's a lot more suited for his style of plays on the wing. He's played really good throughout the preseason. I'll hold my judgment on Lachlan until we see him, you know, play on that wing a little bit more. But not having Luna, I think, was a big part. Played a big part in this one, man. I think you lose a lot of creativity going forward without Diego Luna.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see him back. That's going to be huge.
I think he's absolutely needed back.
We need the Moon Boy back ASAP.
Chris Nagel says, lackluster offensive performance. Not surprising. It's early. Diego will make the difference. Look at that. What did we just talk about?
Boom.
Us and Chris, same wavelength.
Mic drop.
Same wavelength. Let's see what else we got here. Trenton Cross says, I'm curious if you guys caught the moment in the Herediano game when Catranis was subbed off. Seemed very upset. I'm happy to see the team back out there.
Yeah, we touched on it. And he's just a warrior, wanted to keep going. Didn't think, you know, he was hurt. Didn't think he was concussed. I'm fine if they're going to play it safe right now. Let's not lose him for the first 5 games of the year. That would be atrocious. So hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully we see him against San Jose. But I do like the fire.
I think that's good to have in a team, you know, a guy that's always wanting to play, whether he's hurt or not. But, you know, I think there was just a cautionary substitute. And it sucked that he didn't stay on the field because I love having Catranis on the field 24/7. But yeah. I love having a guy like that in the locker room.
One of the best quotes to come out from Real throughout this preseason was from Alex Catranis, where he said, for 90 minutes, it's my life, your death. And I thought that was amazing.
Aura.
Absolutely amazing. Ryan Sanders says, not mad about a draw on the road in Costa Rica. Ajago had some good looks. Henry played pretty well on the back line. For a new group, there's plenty to be happy about. Yes. Hey, Ryan. Love the positivity, man. And we couldn't agree more. A lot of positives to hang your hat on in this one. Offensively, I think there's still You're still obviously missing a huge piece in Diego Luna, but you cannot be mad about a draw in Costa Rica.
Nope. I'll take it.
Spencer Barron says, not the best, but can't be mad at the defense. However, can someone please teach Diogo how to serve a ball in or communicate and actually go to where he is going to put it? Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. The corner kicks from Diogo were disappointing.
Every set piece
Shocking.
was disappointing.
I feel like Rouse Lake was a lot better at set pieces last season, man. So far throughout the course of preseason, so far throughout the course of this first game, haven't really been too impressed with the set piece opportunities we've seen from Real Salt Lake.
Hey, remember, it's just one game. It's one game.
Great.
But yeah, no, like Carson says, it's one game. It's one game.
Exactly.
There's still plenty of time.
9 games later, and we're going to be freaking out on this podcast. I could just see it already.
It's happened before, man. It's happened before.
Ooh, I'm excited.
We got a lot of really good responses over on Twitter as well. Let's jump over to those, and we'll start with a good friend of the show, Zerk. Zerk says, better be a much more solid performance. Some parts were a snooze fest, some were good, and let's not let Diogo take corners. Good to see Pablo Ruiz back. Hey, look at that. Feel like we've already knocked out a large majority of those. Hingry Hippo, also a good friend of the show, says Gonçalves is a guy that looks like he doesn't want to be in an RSL uniform. RSL works hard but doesn't have enough talent to compete offensively with the rest of MLS. RSL struggled offensively down the stretch last season. RSL does not have a better starting 11 than last year. I question if RSL is a playoff team. RSL was in the playoffs last year because of Chicho and Gomez's early season goals. RSL isn't better. People with a positive outlook on this team must love to be mediocre. Fans need to want MLS Cups, not be happy with just the playoffs. Hangry Hippo went off, man.
There's some salt in that, man. There's some salt.
I could tell. Very repetitive too, by the way.
I feel called out.
Why? Because we're being positive?
Yeah, I feel like I just have like such a positive just outlook on this type of stuff when really we should honestly probably be freaking out.
No, there's no need to freak out, man.
Not yet,
No.
right? We're being cautiously optimistic until we can spend our energy and genuinely freak out.
Yeah, we're being...
It will happen. It happens once a year. I'll lose my mind. I will crash out. It's inevitable.
DP9.
I think, yes.
Hopefully by
April.
Yeah. Draper Ute says, preparing for a massive step back. Andrews Kaufman says, Diogo's corners are the worst since Albert Rusnak.
Oh!
Shots fired.
Hidalgo's giveaways / whiffs are going to lead to many goals if he stays at right back. Pockets of good possession, but not enough of a threat in the run of play. Rafa Cabral appeared comfortable and solid in goal. Absolutely on the Diogo. We just talked about it. Corners need to be better. Hidalgo's an interesting player because I think that in a lot of aspects he's a lot better than Andrew Brody, but he's still very raw, especially at the right back position, and has a little bit to go.
Yeah, I think he has a higher ceiling than Brody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how he's utilized. Is he going to be utilized as, more of a Herrera assist guy or an actual direct threat? Going forward.
I think they want him to play very similar to how what's his face Catranis plays, man.
Right, and if that's the route he goes, I think that's where his ceiling is higher.
I would agree, and I think that has a lot to do with his background and experience at playing high up the pitch already. He was a winger coming into all this.
Right, and he's proven that he can take some, nasty shots on goal. So
yeah,
Yeah, he should. I think this is a good conversation. Yeah, he could take shots on goal, but Hidalgo is just not a creator. I don't feel like he creates, and if he can learn how to create and give good balls and become an assister like Catranis, I think he'll be great. Like he'll be a good guy, and I'm really high on him this season too. Like I'm hoping this is his season, his breakout season. Like he proves all the doubters wrong. But that's the way I think. I think he needs to get that killer instinct of being a creator.
It's going to be a very important season for Bodie Hidalgo because truly, if Bodie Hidalgo doesn't continue to take step forwards and start playing the way that Real Lake wants him to play and develop the way that Real Lake wants him to develop, you got Javane Brown waiting on the wings, man. And Javane Brown can come in and do a job.
Not a bad problem to have.
Yeah. He'll be a player that I'll probably be watching all year long to see how he progresses, man. Tinker Gravel says, I'll take it. Sound defending with bend don't break and counters with short bursts of sustained pressure on their goal. Yeah, look at that. We'll take it, man. Bart says it went about as expected considering Herediano had every advantage possible. Look, their home field advantage was not as crazy as we thought it was going to be, man. Their attendance was not good.
It was not good, but neither was the pitch. And, I think the referee gave them a little bit of favor at times, so they did have all the advantages.
That too. Charlie Zahn says, I think everyone needs to settle down. It's been one game. I don't expect very much anyway. I think we definitely win at home. We were the better team. We had the better chances. Look at that.
Mine is going off the cross. Well, no, we had the chance in the second half that kind of canceled that one out. Yeah, I agree.
That's a nice little aggressive, level-headed take there by Charlie. Love it. Prison Mime says, solid enough for a team with a lot of new faces, if not a bit sloppy at times. Preseason, man. It's not preseason anymore, but it's the first game of the season. He also adds, where are the goals coming from?
Who knows?
Maybe Pio. We haven't seen Pio yet in a regular season game, so who knows? Maybe he comes in and starts bagging right away.
Ready for a Golden Boot winner, Kobe Henry, with 7 goals or something like that?
Let's go.
Can Kobe play striker? Can he
Brian
play
Bear up top?
Coming from as a center back.
Oh, do you remember that year? Do you remember that year where Glad was one of our top scorers?
Yep,
bro.
Was that 23 or 22?
Whatever it was abysmal.
I want to say it was 22.
We don't talk about it.
A couple more here. Elias Stewart says, I miss Andrew Brody. Jose Sandoval says, boring game. Spurs Bay says, so boring. I literally took a 15-minute nap. Jason says, yawn. Jeff Q says, the team doesn't play anything, and without a striker who scores, it won't be easy to win games. Maybe we'll make it into the next round, but in the regular season, we will suffer.
Very, very possibly true.
That one is a time will tell, man.
Yeah, no way to tell. Maybe
tell.
Ajaga, right, is really the next big thing. He did look dangerous.
I don't want to say that he did not look dangerous because he played decently, right, for his first game, and I think again you're missing a big element to that attack when you don't have Diego Luna, man.
Yeah, I can definitely see him picking up some steam. He was in all the right places. He was making good runs. He was getting into it. He was getting physical. He was involved with the play. And usually when you have a striker that's not scoring, that's not the case. So the recipe's there. Someone just needs to light the match.
Quick shout out to MLS Aces for their take as well. A very preseason performance for Real Salt Lake as they kick off their competitive matches in 2025 away in Costa Rica. Some good things to pull out of this one. A big one is Pablo Ruiz is back, but now they need a result at home next week. MLS Aces, we could not agree more. Last one I want to throw out here is also a good friend of the show, Landon Southwick, who says, don't hate what I saw. Would have loved more in the attack, but tough on the road in the Champions Cup. Defensively, we were strong and didn't give up much on that end. Excited to see what this group can do. The best take of the night, Landon Southwick. Thanks for reaching out, man. Anything else you guys want to add?
No. I'm just ready for Saturday now.
Yes, sir.
Let's
How
go.
amazing, how awesome is it that soccer is back, guys? MLS is back, Real Lake is back. We're in full swing. Yes, I know there's still a lot of questions, but man, we get soccer.
But not only is it back, dude, it's full throttle. It's Wednesday, Saturday to go right off the get-go. So
Absolutely.
it's like drinking out of a water hose right now. Hopefully next week we can do 2 episodes. Realistically, guys, you'll probably hear from us after the second leg at home. We'll cover San Jose and Herediano then. So yeah, keep an eye out on social media. We'll be cracking jokes and posting some stuff. So looking forward to these next 2 games, guys.
Carson, anything else you want to add, man?
Yeah, I'm really excited for the season to get going. I've been working a lot and just having that itch of I need the Real Salt Lake season to start to just get like another thing going in life. And I'm really excited to just do more podcasts with the guys and put out some dope social media content. And yeah, it's going to be a long season, but I'm excited for it.
Don't forget, Saturday, February 22nd, Real Lake kicks off the 2025 MLS season at the San Jose Earthquakes, 8:30 kickoff. You can catch that on Apple TV. And, of course, with MLS Season Pass, Chicho Arango, Real Lake go head-to-head for their first game of Major League Soccer play. And with that, we conclude today's edition of the RSL Show on the KSL Sports Network. Don't forget to go follow. Don't forget to go like. Don't forget to go subscribe. Don't forget to go do what you have to do to follow the RSL Show on the KSL Sports Network for the best RSL content. We'll talk next time. Everyone have a good night.